Okay, so basically in this video I'm going to be breaking down every obstacle, checkpoint by checkpoint. I'm going to be highlighting the safest ways to do each track and each obstacle on the tracks. And basically the goal of this video is to help you guys grab those platinum medals. And hopefully after watching this you'll be able to do it. So before I get into this, I'm going to quickly explain to you the interface below the video. So down here there is an interface that shows my analog stick. This is the brake, the LT, and the RT of course is the toggle. Now with the RT you'll be able to see how much power I'm putting on the toggle simply by the bar. There's a throttle bar below the analog stick, and this shows how much pressure I'm putting on RT when I press it. Let's begin with Out of the Pit. Okay, so basically this one, Out of the Pit, is quite a tricky track. The best way to do it is to very slowly creep over. Very slowly. Make sure your back tyre hits that and you can keep going. Okay, it's important. So to show that again, it's very, very simple. You just lean back, lean forward, and make sure you get on top. Okay, lean back, then lean forward, and make sure you can go. Alright, so now we're at the second checkpoint. Now, the best way to do this is to simply just drive, be back the entire way, and then lean forward. Now, I can settle myself on this, and you guys should also try doing this by simply, you just keep tapping the RT, and it settles you on an incline like this. And then you just push it and you go all the way over. Very simple, very easy. Now with this one, this is quite a steep incline, but the best way to go about this is bunny hop, push forward, and then settle yourself here. Now just keep pushing very slightly to get up that, and you will get up it. Make sure that you don't hold down the throttle the whole way. It's something that you should never do on extreme tracks, because your bike will just lose grip and you'll end up falling backwards and dying, basically. Now when you're on here, you can just simply get to the next checkpoint. So make sure that when you hit this, I guess it's like a bit of a rock stone, to just bunny hop again, and bunny hop again, and it will get you to the checkpoint. I just did a terrible job of showing the easiest way to do that, but remember this track is the first track on the Test Your Might tournament, so if you're trying to platinum Test Your Might, don't necessarily try and go as slow as I'm showing you. I'm basically just breaking down each obstacle one by one to try for the new players to the game, and they may not understand how to do some of these obstacles. So this one is very steep incline, but it's very simple. You just start going, and then as soon as you start going, push forward. Remember, let's see if I can just fall back here quickly. Right. So remember, don't push forward until you're fully on that incline. So lean forward and go up it. Now, as with the first checkpoint on this track, all you have to do here is make sure that this rock, you hit it with your back tyre first, like this, and you get on top. You then bunny hop, and again, you can settle yourself on this, or you can keep going if you're confident enough to keep going. But again, you just simply go up this, and you can also settle yourself on this by just tapping the brakes very subtly, and then you go up, and you get to this checkpoint. Now, of course, there's more rocks here to bunny hop between. This one can be a bit tricky. It's another obstacle on this track that ends where you have to touch the top of the object with your back tyre first. So bunny hop, you don't bunny hop there, you just try and need to bounce up and use your back tyre and go over. And then of course you'll drop down to the next checkpoint, which I'm not going to do yet. Now the fastest way to do this of course is when you have the momentum. Again, I don't recommend doing this, but it would go something like this. Etc. So again, this is now gets to the point in the track where you have to bunny hop between steep inclines. Now this can be very tricky, but the same things that I've already covered. When you start touching the square rock that is in between these two long pieces of rock, make sure that you're pushing forward. Pushing forward, leaning forward is so important on this obstacle to make sure that you get over to the next checkpoint. Bunny hop, push forward again. Now I'm not going to get to the checkpoint because I want to show you guys a few more ways to approach this. So bunny hopping and then leaning forward, make sure you do not bunny hop the steep incline box, because you'll get too much air and you'll just fall back. If you were to do that, it would look something like this, and you'd fall back. So on this obstacle, it's important to lean forward and then push forward on the next one. It may take you guys a few tries to get that one. It can be very tricky, but just make sure that you use the techniques that I explained, and you will eventually get it, and you'll get the technique down for it. This one is very simple. You just simply ride up. You can settle yourself on top of this rock. I don't recommend doing it, but if it's comfortable for you guys, you can do it, because it's fairly easy to do it. And I can go back and show you guys again. You go up and you can settle yourself on this rock, and then of course you can just simply bunny hop to the next bit. Now in the description below this video I will link you to an awesome dude who does tutorials all the time. His name is Fat Shady, and he has done a series of videos showing you guys basic techniques. This is bunny hopping, and you know, a lot of techniques that will help you guys, basic techniques that may not have even touched trials before. But yeah, so the link to that set of tutorials will be below the video, and I hope it helps you out. So the other way to do that is just to get on there and simply bunny hop. Now you can settle yourself on this. I'd recommend doing it. If you try and keep going, it's likely that you may lose grip, depending on how much you've played this track. But again, so simply just settle yourself on this. Now you can do it one of two ways. The settling, you can put a tiny bit of throttle in, or you can keep pressing it if you've got the keypad, the keyboard, sorry. All you do is you just keep tapping the forward button on the keypad. So let's go up this and get to the next checkpoint. It's very simple. Now this one is a set of obstacles that have 3 slanted rectangles stacked on top of each other. Now it is very tricky to approach the first time you do it, but just bunny hop and settle yourself. Settle yourself on this rock here. Now very slowly, use the gas, just go from one to the next, and again from one to the next, and you can get over that way. The other way to do it is to bunny hop, push yourself up a bit, again settle yourself, don't full throttle. It's important to not full throttle because you'll be able to grip and keep going up. So the other way to do it, you can do it faster. There's nothing wrong with doing it faster. You just have to make sure that you grip and start going up in the first place. And once you've done that, you'll find it very easy to just lean forward and get over it. So that's out of the pit. Now, all the stopping on the inclines is not necessarily recommended. I recommend doing it for players who are brand new to Trials, may not have touched it before, but you can just simply go and you don't necessarily have to stop. With practice, you'll be able to keep going and keep going and keep going. Now, one of the most important things in Trials is if you get yourself into a situation like this where you think you might fault, just go back. Go back. Bunny hop. Bunny hop. Now you can brake on that if it helps, so you don't tip and go forward into that bit of the ramp, right? So now you go up this, you go up this, and we're back to this one. Back tyre. Back tyre and lean over. Set yourself on this rock, jump. Set yourself on this rock. You can either do that by putting less throttle on or tapping it. Pressing the right arrow key on your keyboard. Now you can go up. So actually I'm going to go back down here. I may not have explained this bit that great. So when you first hit this, you'll be leaning backwards. Let me try and do this without faulting. Don't know if it's possible. Right, here we go. So when you first hit this, you may be leaning backwards. It's important that you don't push forward straight away and only push forward when you get on that second incline. Again, back tyre, and if you want to, you can brake to go over, if it helps. Now, this one, again, like I said, bunny hop, push forward and push forward again. Only one bunny hop there. Get on top of this. If it helps, you can brake, but if it doesn't and you prefer to get up there, you can just hop to the next bit. Set yourself again by pressing this a lot, or just simply using the throttle control if you use a controller. And again, just bunny hop to this one, push yourself up, don't over throttle, go up, up, and up. And there you go. And once you've done it 24 million times, like I have, you'll be able to put a run together that looks something like this. Okay, so that was out of the pit.